Welcome to Neo Inspire, your digital haven for celebrating individuality, strength, and purpose. Each of us is on a unique journey filled with challenges, victories, and moments of profound self-discovery. Here at Neo Inspire, we're committed to providing you with content that fuels your curiosity and empowers your spirit. As we embark on this journey together, remember, the path to self-discovery is not a solitary one. We're here to inspire, motivate, and support you every step of the way. If you're ready to embark on this empowering adventure, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. With every click, you're joining a community of like-minded individuals who are committed to personal growth and self-discovery. Welcome aboard, and let's ignite the spark of inspiration together. Have you ever pondered the grand purpose of your life? Have you ever felt a resistance when you try to pursue it? Life is a journey, and each of us is on a quest to discover our purpose. It's the driving force behind our existence, the beat to our heart's rhythm, the melody that makes our soul dance. Yet along this journey, we often encounter resistance, as if invisible barriers are trying to hold us back. This resistance is not a foe, but a friend in disguise, offering an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. It challenges us, tests our resolve, and ultimately strengthens us. Imagine waking up in the early hours when the world is still asleep, to spend time in quiet reflection. This personal time, a sanctuary of solitude, allows us to confront our resistance and find the strength within to overcome it. Resistance is not a sign of defeat, but an opportunity for growth. Remember this as you navigate through the winding pathways of life's grand journey. Our lives are intricately connected to times and seasons. We all know the rhythm of our physical world, the cycle of day and night, the turn of the seasons, the ebb and flow of tides. But there's another rhythm, a rhythm of the soul, a rhythm that is uniquely ours. Understanding this personal rhythm, this season of life we're in, is crucial to fulfilling our purpose. Just like the seed has its time to germinate, grow, and bloom, so do we. Our lives are not random. They are shaped by seasons of growth, seasons of rest, and seasons of transformation. Are you in a season of growth where you're acquiring new skills? Or perhaps a season of rest where you're reflecting and rejuvenating? Maybe you're in a season of transformation, where you're shedding old habits and embracing new ones. Whatever your season, embrace it, understand it, live to the fullest. Recognizing our season can be the key to resisting the resistance. Opposition is not a foe, but a friend clothed in disguise. This thought might seem counterintuitive, but let's dig deeper to understand its truth. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a new season in your life, a season that's full of potential and promise. But as you're about to step into it, you encounter opposition. It might be in the form of doubts, fears, or external challenges. You might even be tempted to retreat, to avoid the confrontation. But what if I told you that this opposition is not a hindrance, but a birth pain signaling your entrance into this new season? Just like a mother enduring the pain of childbirth, knowing that it leads to the joy of holding her newborn, we must understand that opposition often precedes transformation. It's a sign that you're on the right track, that you're pushing against the old to make way for the new. Let's consider the analogy of resistance training. When you lift weights, you're essentially opposing your muscles. You're pushing them to their limits, causing them to break down. But it's this very process that allows them to rebuild themselves stronger and more resilient. The resistance is not destroying your muscles, it's fortifying them. Similarly, the opposition you face in life is resistance training for your spirit. It's an opportunity to grow stronger, to build endurance. It's a chance to test your faith, to prove that it's not about the size but the strength of your belief. Recognizing the strength that lies within opposition is a game changer. It shifts your perspective from seeing opposition as a roadblock to viewing it as a stepping stone. It helps you understand that the challenges you face are not meant to break you but to shape you. So, the next time you face opposition, don't shy away from it. Embrace it. See it as an opportunity to grow, to transform, to step into your purpose. Remember, opposition is not your enemy. It's your ally in disguise. It's a tool that's meant to work for you, not against you. And with this understanding, let's remind ourselves, opposition is meant to work for you, not against you. And faith is not about the size, it's about the strength. This statement might seem paradoxical at first glance, but let's delve into it a bit further. When we talk about faith, we're not talking about something that can be measured in kilos or meters. We're talking about a force, a resilience that exists within each one of us. It's an inner strength that can withstand the gale force winds of opposition and remain unyielding. Consider a seed. It's small in size, right? Yet given the right conditions, it has the power to grow into a massive tree. Its size doesn't determine its potential. It is the strength within it, the life force that allows it to transform into something grand. Similarly, our faith may seem small like a mustard seed, but its strength can move mountains. Now, you might ask, how do we recognize this strength? How do we harness it? The answer is simpler than you might think. It's in the quiet moments of reflection. It's in the silent prayers whispered in the dead of night. It's in the tears shed in solitude and in the smiles that shine through the pain. It's in the way we face our challenges head-on, refusing to back down. Remember, faith isn't a passive state, it's an active living entity. It's a muscle that needs to be flexed and worked out. Just like resistance training strengthens our physical muscles, facing opposition head-on strengthens our faith. When we resist the resistance, when we face our opposition with unyielding faith, we're not just surviving, we're thriving. We're not just standing still, we're growing. We're not just enduring, we're becoming stronger. You see, opposition isn't meant to break us. It's meant to mold us, to shape us into the best versions of ourselves. It's meant to reveal the strength that lies within us. It's meant to remind us that we are stronger than our struggles, more resilient than our roadblocks, and braver than our battles. So next time you find yourself in the throes of opposition, remember this. Your faith is not about the size, it's about the strength. Your faith is your fortress in the face of resistance. Belief in your identity is the foundation for fulfilling your purpose. A profound truth that is often overlooked, yet forms the bedrock of our existence. Understanding our true identity is like finding the missing piece of a puzzle, the piece that brings the whole picture into focus. Let's delve into the timeless tale of Eve, the first woman who encountered a cunning serpent in the Garden of Eden. Satan, the embodiment of deceit, manipulated Eve's perception of her identity and her understanding of God's authority. He convinced her she was lacking, incomplete, and that disobedience was the path to wholeness. This distortion of Eve's self-perception led to the fall of humankind. What can we glean from this ancient narrative? It's simple yet profound. The enemy of our souls seeks to distort our understanding of who we are. He wants us to question our true selves and our response to God's calling. But remember, a lie only holds power if we believe it. We must learn to recognize the voice of a liar. In the mirror of God's word, we see our true reflection. We are not incomplete, lacking, or insufficient, but beautifully and wonderfully made, designed for a unique purpose. We are children of a loving Creator, destined for greatness. When we grasp this truth, we begin to walk in the strength of our identity. We become unshakable, unmovable, resilient in the face of opposition. We become like a tree planted by the water, its roots running deep, unfazed by the changing seasons. As we step into our God-given identity, we find that the enemy has no foothold in our lives. Like a shadow fleeing from the light, Satan retreats when we stand firm in our identity. Recognize the voice of a liar and discover who you are. Satan will flee from you. So embrace your true identity and step into your purpose. Remember, you are more than you think you are. You are a child of God, destined to fulfill a divine purpose. Every season of your life is marked by God. This is a profound truth that Jesus himself spoke of. He teaches us that there's divine purpose and orchestration in every season we pass through, whether it is a season of growth, a season of struggle, or even a season of waiting. These aren't arbitrary times, they're divinely marked. They're tailored to you, to your growth, and to your journey. Each season carries lessons, challenges, and opportunities that are designed to draw out the potential within you, to shape you, and to mold you into the person you were created to be. These divine markings aren't always easy to spot, especially when we're in the thick of a challenging season. But they're there, subtly guiding us, nudging us towards our purpose. So let's take a moment to pause, to reflect, and to recognize these divine markings in our seasons. Because when we do, we begin to see the incredible design that is our life journey. Recognize the divine markings in your season. Submission to the Lord God is the ultimate act of resistance. It's a profound paradox, isn't it? In yielding, we find strength. In surrender, we find victory. This is not the world's way, but it is the way of the divine. This journey we are on, this path of purpose and resistance, is not one we walk alone. It is a path marked by divine enablement. This is the sacred partnership between the Creator and the created, the divine dance between God and each one of us. When we submit to God, we are not giving up our power, but rather we are stepping into a greater power, a higher authority. We are aligning ourselves with the ultimate source of strength and wisdom. Submission to God is not about losing our identity or our voice. It's about finding them. It's about recognizing that we are not merely physical beings having a spiritual experience, but spiritual beings having a human experience. When we submit to God, we are acknowledging our true nature, our true identity, and our true purpose. This submission is not a one-time act, but a daily practice. It's a continual process of turning our hearts and minds towards God, of aligning our will with His. It's about trusting in His goodness, His wisdom, and His love, even when we don't understand, even when it's hard. Submission to God is not about passive acceptance, but active resistance. It's about resisting the lies, the doubts, the fears that try to pull us away from our purpose. It's about resisting the temptation to rely on our own strength, our own understanding. It's about resisting the urge to take control, to play God. In submitting to God, we are declaring that we are not the center of the universe, but that God is. We are acknowledging that our purpose is not about our glory, but His. And in that submission, we find our true strength. We find the strength to resist the resistance, to face the opposition, to walk in our purpose. So let's embrace this divine paradox. Let's submit to resist. Submit to God, and you will find the strength to resist the resistance. Let's revisit the key points we discussed today. We started off by understanding the purpose of life, how it's intrinsically tied to our personal time with the divine. We explored the significance of time and seasons in our lives, how they're not just arbitrary periods, but are connected to our purpose and personal growth. Next, we delved into the power of opposition. We discussed how opposition isn't a setback, but a setup for a comeback, a birth pain signaling a new season. We learned that resistance isn't as formidable as it seems, and in fact, it can be a catalyst for growth, much like resistance training that strengthens our muscles and endurance. Speaking of strength, we also examined faith. We learned that faith isn't about its size, but the strength it carries within. It's about recognizing and harnessing our strength in the face of opposition, understanding that opposition is meant to work for us, not against us. This led us to the discussion on identity and purpose. We discussed how crucial it is to believe in our identity for fulfilling our purpose. We explored how our perceptions can be manipulated, just like Eve's perception of God's authority was distorted. We emphasized the importance of questioning our true selves and responding to our divine calling, learning to recognize the voice of deception. Then we touched upon the concept of seasons marked by God. We learned that Jesus spoke of a time that was divinely ordained, a season where one needs to recognize the need for divine enablement and submission to God. Finally, we discussed submission to the Lord, how it's not a sign of weakness but a source of strength. We talked about how submitting to the divine allows us to better understand our purpose and navigate through life's challenges. Remember, resistance is not a barrier, but a stepping stone towards your purpose. Resist the resistance and step into your purpose. As we come to a close on this deep journey of self-exploration and spiritual growth, we want to remind you that your journey is far from over. If you found value and inspiration in this video, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up. It helps us reach more people like you who are seeking guidance and purpose. We also invite you to subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content like this. Remember, your support fuels our mission to inspire and guide. We know that spiritual growth is a personal journey, and we would love to be a part of yours. We invite you to share your experiences, your victories, and your challenges with us. You can do this by leaving a comment below or sending us an email. Your stories inspire us, and they can inspire others as well. Thank you for taking this journey with us today. We appreciate your time, and we're grateful for your support. Until we meet again, remember to resist resistance, embrace your purpose, and continue seeking your divine calling. Take care and keep growing.